really start to squeeze and compress and things moving through together. I can feel that as I get through to my arms parallel out the other side, my knees, hips, chest all facing down the target line with my arms still there rather than my arms getting there first or vice versa, lagging behind. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite drills, which is used by so many tour pros to keep some connection in their arms, to start controlling the levers a little bit better in the back, to certainly start controlling the length of the swing if anyone feels like their swing gets long and their arms get a little wild. And its third and final use is to hold a little bit more connection through impact as well. So as I'm starting to work through the ball, rather than my arms flying off the body and we start to lose face control. So keeping a little bit more connection through the arms into the follow through to really control the blade. So today we're going to talk about the tour stick under the right arm if you're a right-handed golfer. So we can see here that Patrick Reed is using this drill. We can see here Hideki Matsuyama, and also one of our favorites, Sepp Straka as well, is using this drill here. So it's a very popular drill on tour. So to walk you through it, all you need is an alignment stick, and you're going to place that alignment stick under your trail arm, under your right arm if you're a right-handed player. And this does some fantastic things for you in your swing. So I'll actually start with the length of swing. As we start to make a backswing, by the time my left arm starts to touch this stick, it would be time to stop. Now, for a lot of guys, they don't really realize that that's how short the arms can travel, and a lot of the movements are made up of tilts and turns of the body. And often when I get players to do this drill, they'll swing to about here and realize how short they've swung it, but then they realize that their body actually begins to move a little more than it usually would. So I certainly don't want to see my arm pushing that up in the air like so. As I start to make a backswing, I would turn my body, turn my legs, hips, chest, and you can see I've got back a pretty long way without actually touching that stick. And an indication that the body's not moving is if the arms just straight go into the stick early doors in the backswing. So again, I would work my chest, work my arms a little bit, work my hips, work my knees, work my ankles, and then my arms would start to raise. And when they get to about shoulder height is when I should have probably touched that stick. Now in momentum, this will make the club travel a little bit further, of course, and it might push on the stick a little bit, but that is perfectly okay to see that happen. The second thing I like it for, not just only controlling the arm length, is just some connection in the backswing as well. Now, I am certainly a player who gets a little flary in my right arm. I get quite high hands at the top, and it makes me really steep into the downswing. So this is one that I use often because in the backswing, like I said about moving the body a moment ago, as I start to work back, it does make me feel like I've got to use a little bit more of my ribs and legs to start to apply energy to the golf club. And then I can keep my right elbow a bit more down. And I quite like the feeling of my tricep touching my rib cage. So as I'm turning into the backswing, my tricep is touching my rib cage. And then I would start and hit some small shots like that, just generally trying to not drop the stick in any point. Now for me, I really struggle with this in the backswing, of course. So I'd be doing some slow rehearsals to start, turning my shoulders, hips, knees, going back as far as I can. Okay, and I'd say that again, as far as I can, not as far as I need or want to. So starting off slow just to build that up. Again, shoulders, hips, knees, as far as I can, and just hitting some small shots just like that. And that feels very uncomfortable at the moment, but I would say after about 10, 15 shots, it will start to feel a little bit more loose. You'll start to see the swing actually lengthen a little bit. And I don't mind the swing stopping at shoulder height anyway, providing my shoulders have turned a full 90 degrees. And that would probably be a good checkpoint here, turning the shoulders 90 to 100 degrees, using my hips to turn as well, allowing my right hip to turn behind me, connecting. And there we go. So I nearly dropped that. You'll probably see I held on to that there But again, a really, really nice sensation, which actually brings me on to its third and final use, which is the follow through. And you saw there, this is where I particularly struggle. As I work down and I can sometimes get a bit steep, my arms fly away from my body, causing some inconsistencies in controlling this club face. As my arms start to move off the rib cage, you can see how that can change the face orientation there. Okay. And as I start to work through and that face starts to change direction too much, I sometimes hit it, well, for me, I hit it left as my bad shot. So again, just having this underneath my arm and working through and learning that my ribs and arms are moving through a little bit more together. I certainly feel like I have full control of the club face when I do this. I'm not throwing my arms away, dropping the stick. So again, for me, I'm quite happy to just hit some smaller shots where I set myself up, go back a little bit and start to experience what that feels like through the ball. I can certainly feel a couple of things. I can feel like I'm rotating quite a lot more through the shot rather than stalling, throwing the arms and dropping the stick. So that's the first thing I can feel. And the second thing that I often feel, which makes me hold the stick more, and it's almost like a bit of a secret really, is rather than bunch my arms up to hold onto the stick as tightly as possible, actually, the further I lengthen my arms away from me, my arms are really squeezing into my rib cage as I do this. And I'll sometimes do that, put this stick here, push my hands away and get that squeezing and then turn through and feel what that actually feels like through the hitting zone there. And that's the secret to this drill. It's not actually to bunch your arms up in an effort to hold on to the stick. It would actually be to allow my arms to lengthen and extend through the hitting zone. See, there you go. That was completely different. And all of a sudden, you can really start to squeeze and compress and things moving through together. I can feel that as I get through to my arms parallel out the other side, my knees, hips, chest all facing down the target line with my arms still there rather than my arms getting there first or vice versa, lagging behind. So a really simple drill there for having some more connection throughout the swing and controlling the length of your swing really makes you move your body a little bit more efficiently as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, it'd really mean a lot to me. Thanks, and I'll see you all soon.